Hi guys, how are you? It's been a while. Even more surprising is that this is going to be a favourites video. Da, da, da. I don't know why I just did that. My first one since my first one. I did film a second one after the first one I did, but never edited it, so it's past it now. It's October. I don't even like those things, whatever those things were. Maybe I do still like them. Maybe I should check. Ambling. Anyway, as you might be able to tell, I'm feeling quite nervous and awkward because that's what happens when I leave it ages between filming YouTube videos. I forget how. But anyway, let's just crack on, shall we? Because I'm being weird. I've got a big long list of favourite things. Shall we start with patterns? Let's start with patterns. I have two patterns that are my favourite ones that I've sewn over the autumn and winter. I could probably list more, but then it would just spiral. The main one is the Dixie DIY ballet dress, which I think I've mentioned in other videos. But it's just, if you don't know what it is, I'm going to possibly try and do some magic editing and have an image float in here. Or I might be talking behind pictures, I don't know. Or I will do none of these things and yeah. Anyway, it's a fitted bodice with sleeves. I think the long is drafted, but I have trimmed mine so that they are just short ones on all of my versions. Actually, I've made 3 versions now, and with the last one I was gonna do the long sleeves, but I did terrible pattern placement and didn't have enough fabric and ended up bodging loads of things on that dress, which is really disappointing. I'll still wear it, but yeah, it's not as good as I had hoped it would be. So anyway, I have made 3 ballet dresses and I will probably make more because I really like it. It's the sort of thing I like to wear. It's just like, oh, I was describing what it is. Yes, it's a fitted bodice with sleeves and a scoop neck and then sort of an A-line skirt, but I have slashed and spread mine so that it's a lot bigger in some of my versions, and I've put a gathered skirt on one, which I'm not sure I like. I don't know if I'm a fan of gathered skirts, but it was stripy fabric, so it was easier to have a rectangle and gather it than have, you know, weirdness. My descriptive powers are strong. Yes, so ballet dress, thumbs up from Lee. And my other favourite pattern is the Paxson sweater, pullover, jumper, whatever they want to call it, that came with Colette's Seamwork magazine back last year. I've only made one because I am a selfish sewer and I made it for the man friend for Christmas, but I really liked it. I found it an enjoyable quick sew, I think mainly because I got to sew it all on my overlocker and didn't have to use my sewing machine at all. I could have done because I could have top stitched the neckline, but I have not done that with any of my knits. I can't really be bothered. You can't see the, what's it called? Seam allowance. Anyway, so I just don't bother. So those are my favourite patterns from autumn winter. In terms of favourite thing I made is one of the ballet dresses, which I made with the dinosaur fabric dinosaur print jersey that I opened in my very first video. If you've not seen that, I'll link down below. It's just me looking at fabric and getting excited. But yeah, so that's my favourite because dinosaurs and secret pyjamas. What more does a girl want? Yes, so moving on to the next category, I have called it tools/notions, even though I think all of them are tools. So if there was a notion, that would be the category it would go into. And first one of my favourite tools is my Stitch in the Ditch foot. Let me try and show you that. Can you see? It's not focusing. Oh, now it has. Yes. So if you've not seen one of these before, it looks like an ordinary sewing machine foot, for doing a straight stitch or a zigzag stitch or whatever, but it's got this extra bit of metal that's like a sort of blunt blade that goes in between, so if you want to stitch in the ditch of a seam, like an example would be with a waistband, you would sometimes stitch in the seam between the skirt and the waistband to secure the waistband facing under. I don't know if I made any sense then. Yeah, but you could stitch in the seam so that you don't have a visible line of stitching instead of top stitching. I've used it a couple of times for that, but mostly what I use it for is top stitching. It's really useful, I've found, for lining it up with the crease, and then you can move the needle position over and you can top stitch nice and neatly then. Yes, so I've been making some ginger jeans, and I found this so useful for those. Those are in the naughty corner at the moment because I had a strop about my crotch. So I need to pick those back up and work on them, but I got a bit flustered by the whole fitting issue. But once I've done them, I will show you them if you're interested. Yes. Other tools. I think everybody already knows about these already because I've seen loads of people using them, but I have only just bought one. It is a clover chalk pen thing, and it's filled with like chalk powder, and then has a little wheel at the top here. And I brought some. I was prepared, and I brought a scrap of ginger jeans in to show you how it would work. And you run it along and it disperses chalk in a line, and I found it so much better than chalk pens, pencils even, or tailor's chalk, because it doesn't pull at the fabric as much. So I really like this, and you can get them in all sorts of colours from everywhere that sells sewing stuff. I guess I got mine from Amazon because I get everything from Amazon. And another one that I saw people online using is friction pens. I've seen mixed reviews on these because the principle of them is they're erasable ink, and use my notebook. You can write with them on anything, and then heat gets rid of it. So it's got like a little rubber nub thing on the end, and when you're writing on paper, obviously you then rub over it and it erases it. I've just sort of scribbled over that. I've not tried to get rid of all of it in case you're wondering what is she talking about. I got rid of the loop of the L. Yeah. Or because it works on heat, when you iron it, it disappears. But the mixed feedback I've seen online is that then when it gets cold it comes back. I've not seen that be an issue on anything I've made using it for marking yet, because I don't think it would get that cold to come back. I don't really know. Sorry, playing with the lid. Yeah, but of course once you wash it a few times the ink's going to come out anyway, even though you can't see it, it's still gonna disappear. I think. Who knows? But I really like those. I really like them for writing with as well. I bought some, the Tesco do knockoff ones as well, so I bought some of those the other day because they were £2 for a pack of 3. Oh, technique. I have a favourite technique. This one has been such a time saver actually. I did a lot of Christmas crafting, and a lot of the patterns I used were PDFs, and I started using Pritt Stick to put them together. Say that one carefully. Yeah, so basically the same as when you put them together tape, you cut off the edges, but then you use the Pritt Stick and stick them on top of each other, and it's so much easier to reposition them, and I just found it much better. Really like that, and we'll never go back to sellotape. Sellotape sucks. Sellotape doesn't suck. I still love you, sellotape, but for other things. And my favourite fabric acquisition over the last few months is actually a brand new one that only arrived yesterday, and it is this one. Look how awesome it is. It is an Alexander Henry print. If you're familiar with him at all, you will have guessed that straight away, or him, them, I don't know. Them probably, because it's got pin-ups on, pin-up mermaids. I'm just gonna have to sort of hold this here a bit longer because look how gorgeous it is. It is a huge scale print, which I do think makes it difficult if you wanted to use it on a bodice. I suppose you could though, you just have to choose, choose which one you wanted to showcase really, and accept you're gonna lose a fin or two. It's the same as, in the same way as the Christmas fabric that I had from them, but I chose the Hunky Dude with a reindeer to use on the bodice, but I'm using that for a skirt anyway, which I'm gonna work on as soon as I finish filming this, because I'm hoping to wear it for a night out with some girlfriends on Saturday night. Yes, but I love it. That sort of fabric is the reason I started sewing really. Yeah, so that's my favourites. This video has probably gone on way too long, sorry, I like to keep them fairly short. But I hope you've enjoyed it. I've been a rambling idiot when I've been filming it, so hopefully I've managed to edit it into something even vaguely coherent. But if not, I'm really sorry. Anyway, hope you all have a fantastic day, or evening, or whatever time of day it is when you're watching this, and I will see you next time. Bye!